Stovall, he's at home recuperating from a bout with broncholusitis. he said he got the flu, but he got broncholusitis. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, last week's Super Bowl.
They had a Super Bowl last week?
Yeah, you want to call it that.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. They had Peyton Manning doing halftime. They showed him doing halftime. He was making a call to scandal of Olivia Pope. Hey, you need to come fix this. But couldn't fix it. Couldn't fix it. Also, we're going to talk about the opening ceremonies of the Sochi Olympics. And, you know, they got underway this afternoon. What they call the opening ceremonies, of course. We won't be able to see it until tonight on NBC. Also, we'll talk about the line. I'll let y'all talk about it. I'm through. Also, we have 6 reasons, and we're going to have a discussion this afternoon, 6 reasons why black athletes will never be activists like those in the 60s and 70s. Those are likes like Muhammad Ali, you know, with his take with the Vietnam War, and, you know, Carlos and
Jim Brown,
yeah,
Bill Russell,
Carlos,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
all them. And we're going to talk about why today's athletes are not going to be the kind of activists like they were back in the day. Like I said, I'm Sergeant Rock. Joe's off. This is Big Bud. He's going to be sitting in.
What's going on, world?
Back there in Captain Kirk's seat. Mike Cox.
Hello. Captain Mike.
All right. We got all that coming up on this edition of Talking Sports. You be sure to stay tuned. Back to Talking Sports with Sergeant Rock. This is Big Bud. It's Mike Cox back there in the cabin. We just sit here talking about chicken wings. How you cannot mess up cooking up chicken.
You can mess them up.
Huh?
You can.
You can't go wrong with chicken. Well, like I stated, that's what we laughing about up there. That if you can't pull the chicken wing apart, it's not done. You have to throw it back in the grease.
No, yeah, I'm not. You're not gonna throw them back in the grease for me. I'm done.
Done?
Yep. I'll go somewhere else.
Think about done. Joe Stovall made a bet. I can't remember what the bet was, but I know he made a bet with me about the Super Bowl. Of course, I went with Seattle. He went with Denver. I hope he's listening and he calls in and reminds me what the bet was.
Oh, he told me it was a conspiracy. He told me. He said there's no way Peyton Manning's gonna lose.
Yeah, he wanted Peyton Manning to go riding off into the sunset.
He did.
You know.
It wasn't the sunset he wanted.
Of course, you know, unless you were born under a rock. Seattle Seahawks beat Denver Broncos, those scored 48-8, something like that. 48-7, 48-6. Yeah, they got trashed during the Super Bowl. And it started from the onset.
Yes, first play of the game.
You know?
Which, if you was in Las Vegas, and no, y'all don't condone betting, but if you put $10 on the first play being a safety, you could have won $100,000 charge. You still been in Las Vegas, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
No, he'd have been out of money.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be to change my area code, probably be to change country, but I've been moving around. You don't want to stay too long.
And what?
Knowing you got money.
Sam would have got some of it. Oh yeah, Sam gonna get here before you leave. Not you, not your Sam, Uncle Sam.
Oh, before they give you the money and take out taxes?
Yeah.
Man, it's on 1099 and all that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got 70,000. That's still good money. You might not went out of the country.
I would book something.
You been warm right now?
Just what it takes. Oh, too many people money. I've been somewhere.
Change your name?
All that. Identity and all that. Well, let's get back to the Super Bowl. Was it a game that you expected?
I didn't expect it to be. I was going for Seattle, and you know, I was telling Mike off the air, by me being a football coach, you can practice a lot of stuff with different situation schemes, gadgets, tricks, and stuff, but you can't practice for speed. And I've been watching Seattle all year, and they are fast, young, fast guys, and they're one of the few teams in the NFL that play man-to-man defense. There's no cover 2, which is you got underneath zone, you got over-the-top help. All right, cover 3, 8 to 10 yards off the ball. You keep everything in frame. Them guys get up in your face and play you man to man.
And for most of the ball game, they were only rushing their front four.
Yes, they're rushing maybe 4, maybe 5, the whole game, man to man.
And I think another thing that I noticed most of this ball game, you know, Peyton Manning good for that 2-step, 3-step drop.
That's the only thing he was getting. He was getting the only thing that allowed him to get was 5 yards.
You know, he's doing that drop, but just about every pass, he had a defensive player in his face.
Yep. And he's a little too old for that.
Huh?
He's a little too old for that. He was sore.
He took some shots.
Yes, he did.
He took some shots. And you know, who said that defense wins championship? That's what it definitely did on this game. Huh?
You were right.
Oh, go ahead. Unless you have
That was me
say.
last week telling Joe.
Telling Joe.
Defense was championship.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle played a great defensive game. Offensively, they moved the ball at will pretty much because, you know, I said last week, Denver's defense was suspect.
Yeah. They tried to establish a run with Marshawn Lynch, and they really couldn't. He was getting maybe 5, 6 yards a pop. I mean, which is, you know, a lot of running backs take that. But the bread and butter, they try to contain Russell Wilson and keep him in the pocket. So the defense, if they rushed upfield straight and kept him in the pocket, they had been successful. But they was coming at him, and what did he do? He eluded him, rolled out of the pocket. I mean, he was improvising a little bit, and he was making plays.
Well, and he didn't have to win a game because of the way the defense was.
Yes.
And he just had to not lose it. And, you know, when it was 200 yards, whatever he threw for, a couple touchdowns, that works. When you've got your either your special teams or your defense will touchdown for you.
And Peyton Manning now, he threw for a Super Bowl record, over 30-something completions
Yep.
in the game. And, you know, most of those were 2.
Most of them, I don't think I think as long as pass maybe 25 yards.
That's all they're about. But, you know, normally those twos and fews work for Peyton Manning. But this time, what don't happen?
No, I mean, it's one of those games where it started out bad. It was like a bad dream. You start out with a safety, and then as you go on, if Seattle was to win, when they went out on their next 2 possessions, they got field goals. Now you're looking at 8-0. You cannot give Peyton Manning that kind of. When you get out of a situation like that, you got to score points. Not, I mean, 3 points is points, but you need 7. And if you think about it, it was 8-0, which is a 1-possession game.
Right.
And then they go on, they score a touchdown. Then you think it was 22-0. That's still 3-possession game.
Right.
Which is nothing in the NFL. But when they started getting up, it was 29-0, and then they took the opening kickoff and ran it back. You can pick up, as Joe say, you can pick up songbooks.
Yeah, that pretty much, that kickoff return pretty much took the wind out of the sails.
Oh yeah, it took them.
Because basically now Peyton Manning got to come out through.
Yep.
And the DBs, the safeties.
They know what they got to do.
Wasn't giving them nothing.
They never thought Richard Sherman side.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Until he went out the game.
He went out the game hurt. He had an ankle injury.
Yep.
He came back out on crutches. But the Super Bowl.
So started Mike, what do you think about them $4 million bad commercials?
Oh yeah, wasn't they terrible?
Oh, I think the best one was the time machine, Doritos.
Oh, all right. That's when the guy the old man comes out standing.
Yeah, I mean the rest of me.
Hold on. The Budweiser one was pretty good with the Clydesdale little puppy that didn't want to go.
That was at the end. Probably a whole lot of people didn't see that commercial.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because you've at a party, you'd have cut the volume on the TV down. You playing cards and stuff.
I was turning over when it came on. That's how I got to see it. But that was a cute little puppy. Just got adopted. Didn't want to leave. He kept jumping out the car, running back, crawling under the fence, going back, snug up one of them Clydesdale. And then they came back and got him one more time. This time the Clydesdale went and got his buddy. They all 4 horses blocked the road. I think this was.
Yep.
They're big, but they're pretty.
Yeah, they are. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Do you think Seattle's the premier favorite to win next year?
Well, they got to be at this point in time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're young.
Yeah, as long as they don't do no changes to the lineup, you know, of course you got free agency.
They're under contract.
So
Most of the defensive guys are rookies and they have a new rookie salary cap, which is 3 years. So Russell Wilson, he only made 600. Well, you know, that's a lot to us. He only made $600,000 this year.
He's probably the lowest paid quarterback in the NFL.
With a ring.
Huh?
With a ring. With his second year. But you know, Seattle, they said it was the first time in Super Bowl history scoring the quickest play in the first half and the second half, and scoring a safety, a kickoff return, a defensive touchdown, and offensive touchdowns in the same game. They scored in every phase of the football game.
And they won in every phase of the football game. That includes
Eating the Gatorade.
Yes.
Well, the one thing that I noticed that struck me as interesting, not that Seattle just spanked Denver badly, but leading up to that, everybody's talking about the 12th man back in Seattle, and it was pretty daggone loud.
Yes.
For New Jersey.
Yeah, they probably paid them corporate people to make some money.
I mean, the weather was perfect. Everybody talk about all snow. Every time I count the Super Bowl Tuesday, perfect. I mean, kickoff temperature 49 degrees, drop down in the 30s. You can't beat that. And a good halftime show. Yeah.
I never knew who he was until.
You heard the songs before, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
Come on, sorry, you gotta get
Man.
it.
Songs don't get out much.
I'm old school.
He went on. He thought that was James Brown or somebody with that hairdo, didn't he?
He tried to do that.
With that little short coat jacket he had
Only
on.
James Brown would do James Brown.
Well, if James Brown went out there and started dancing, everybody better leave that stadium.
They said the Red Hot Chili Peppers was faking it.
Yeah, they were.
They came out bouncing around on stage.
Ain't nothing hooked up.
Come on now, really?
But, hey,
Well, you know.
you gotta have something to talk about.
You know, that's Hollywood, you know. A lot of things they do, we don't notice that they're not doing.
That's true.
You know, except for the Grammys. Now, the Grammys are getting away from lip syncing and all that. You can't lip sync on the Grammys anymore.
No, you gotta do the real thing.
Oh, you got a brand. But that's the wrap up of the Super Bowl. Like I said, you know, I enjoyed the game.
Did you see the game?
Yeah, I did.
All of it?
I told you I rolled over at the end.
You rolled over at the end.
Come on now, I'm busy.
Okay. I forgot your three wise men was with
That's
you.
right. Bud Wise and Jose was there. He brought a friend named Jim Bean. I ain't never.
You ain't never hung out with him before?
I ain't hung out with
He's a
him.
bad dude. He's a bad dude.
Yeah, so I'll be seeing him again.
Really?
But before we go get rid of the football season, Mike wanted to mention about the NFL Hall of Famers. You know, last week we were talking about they didn't have a kicker in the Hall of Fame.
Well, they got one now.
Yeah, Ray Guy, punter from Oakland Raiders back in the day. He was a booming kicker too.
Yes, he was.
And who else went in?
Strahan.
Michael Strahan. He went in. Of course, you know he's on Fox pregame. He also.
What's up? I apologize to him too.
He was that Kelly Ripper girl or whatever his name is doing the daytime.
Yes, he has a show.
Yeah, he does that.
Michael and Kelly.
Yeah, that was his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, I never watched it for a film. I'm not up there. And who else they? A couple of old timers.
Didn't
Walter Jones is one.
Arenas Media?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to have it written down.
I should have took notes, but I did. I was.
But congratulations to him anyway. That's a good accomplishment coming from starting at Pee Wee, and you going through high school. You try to win this championship. You go to college, try to win national championship, NFL. You try to win the Super Bowl, and then you end your career in the Hall of Fame.
I know. I watched the NFL honors. Of course, Peyton Manning was the MVP of the league. Of course, after the year that he had.
Yeah. Peanut Tillman, Walter Payton.
Yeah, you know, good guy award.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was a good. It was an interesting football season.
When he was sitting out there in the audience, he just looked like, dang, I wish I was somewhere.
He always had that look.
Huh?
I guess it's born that way. Yeah. That's Peanut Tillman.
Who else? This defensive person of the year was Luke Keeley, he's a linebacker.
Yeah.
Carolina
Yeah,
Panthers.
Carolina. Offensive Player of the Year went to.
Was it? Can't think of it.
I can't think.
Was Jamal Charles, was it? No.
No, hold on. No. Damn, I can't remember. Somebody wanted to know. But if you go online to NFL and Network, I mean NFL.
.com.
Yeah, and find out all those.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera coach of the year.
Huh?
Ron Rivera.
Yeah, that's it. He got that.
Ex-Bear.
Eddie Lacy, rookie of the year. The offensive
Yeah, he was also there.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, whatever. Defensive Rookie of the Year was
down lineman, I believe. Can't remember who it was.
yeah, he's defensive end. Defensive end. So, and with that being said, we're gonna put
the wraps on the season, throw it in the trash.
The NFL season to an end, and you know what? I think that the NFL season is just way too short.
No,
They should play. NFL
no,
should play
it's long enough.
25.
No,
26 games.
no, that's hard on your body.
You only get what, 16,
No, you get
17.
you get 16 game season and 4 preseason games. That's 20 games
That's too short.
Plus the playoff.
if you make it.
That's too short.
Nah,
That's too short.
you get out there.
I'm thinking about what I'm going to do this coming Sunday.
Watch the
I'm really
NBA?
going to get into gymnastics and golf.
I do.
You know, that's y'all can do all that.
Well, you got NBA,
Are they
Oxford coming up in 2 weeks.
That's right. They report the camp.
No, I'm talking about NASCAR. February 23rd.
Daytona 500.
They line them up for the Super Bowl.
Daytona 500.
So you find something to do on Sunday.
You don't have to.
Recuperate or something.
Don't have to. All right, we're going to go to break here in just a second. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Olympics. Of course, they had opening ceremonies this afternoon over in Russia.
I tell you what, you couldn't pay me to go over there right now.
We'll talk about the situation. And Putin wants y'all to know that we're watching y'all. We're watching y'all. Putin got eyes in the hotel rooms and the bathrooms.
That don't sound like he watched. That don't sound like he watching. It sounds like he owns something. If he watching you in the bathroom, you can go to jail for that.
I think Putin a little kinky himself.
You better leave them man alone.
Anyway, we'll be
Forget
back.
them guys over them suits.
You know what they call them? They don't even have the
Don't worry about
KGB no more.
You don't know what they got.
They don't have the KGB. That's defunct as the CIA.
Okay.
We know how they are. Anyway, we'll be back with more Talking Sports right after these. And welcome back to Talking Sports. I'm Sergeant Rock, Big Bundy right there, back in the cabin chair, Michael Cox. Of course, Joe, he's at home sick today. Like I said, he got
He got bronchitis.
the broncholusitis.
He has had a rough week.
Anyway, opening ceremonies took place this afternoon over in Sochi, Russia for the Winter Olympic Games, which get underway, actually, they got underway yesterday, but had opening ceremonies this afternoon, which we'll be able to see tonight on NBC when they read.
You watch the Winter Olympics?
Huh?
You watch the Winter?
Some of them. I really don't.
Let me guess, you like figure skating?
No, I like ski jumping. I like the giant slalom.
Do you?
They call it?
Mike, you watch Winter Olympics?
They call it slalom.
Mike, what you missing? I like curling.
If they're playing hockey, I might watch a hockey game.
The curling. You gotta watch curling. Watch it one
Why don't
time.
you think the Winter Olympics get as much fanfare as the Summer Olympics?
Because it's less sports. I think it's only like, I want to say 15 events.
Is that all?
I believe so.
I thought it was more than that.
No, you got skiing. You got skiing, skating,
Snowboarding.
snowboarding, sledding, bobsled.
Yeah, and luge. Is it the same like sledding or whatever? No, hold on. You got the bobsled, you got the 2-man, 4-man teams.
Yep.
Lube is just one person.
Now you got 2 men.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they only had one.
2. Got 2.
I mean, you lay down on the thing and you.
Lay backwards. You go down. You looking at your feet going forward.
I mean, how can you see not where you're going?
That's scary.
Especially at 90 miles an hour.
Anyway, didn't they have a guy get killed at the last
Yep.
Winter Olympics?
Then you got women's 4 men. You got Lolo Jones. She's in it.
And a local connection, Asia Evans, was on the bobsled team. She
Mhm.
was a track athlete.
Oh, really?
See, you learned something new today.
I surely did.
Now you can watch. You got to see the outfits. You got on nice outfits.
I bet,
Nice American outfits.
I bet they do a nice cat outfit.
I said they got nice American
Because
outfits.
they got to be aerodynamic.
They're tight.
Aerodynamic. They ain't tight, they're aerodynamic.
Okay. Then you got curling. You got ski jump. What's it, biathlon? Where you cross country ski and shoot.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You got a lot of events.
But you,
Right?
you said 15.
I think it's 15. No more than 15 or 20. I know that. It ain't that many.
Did you know that during the Winter Olympics they used to have tug of war? Was an Olympic game.
On what? Ice?
Did not know that.
What they do on ice?
I don't know, but it was an Olympic game. Of course, back when the Olympics started with Greek back in.
Well, this is only the 22nd.
BC.
This is only the 22nd Winter Olympics.
Oh, okay. Well, this happened a long time ago when the Olympics got started. You know, they used to.
No, I didn't know that. We learned something new today.
Huh? There's a whole bunch of Olympic games. Games or sports that they no longer do in the Olympics.
Yep. But Russia, I don't know about going over there right now.
You know, a lot of reports are coming over Russia because, of course, you know about the terrorist connections and how Putin is trying to keep a lid on that thing. But you got a lot of journalists over in Russia who are complaining about their living arrangements and whatnot. But
They're being watched.
the Russian government is letting us know that, hey, there ain't what's wrong with your room. We got out. We see it.
They got brown water.
Well, yeah. Don't drink it. Bring your own. Of course, you know, we Americans. We gonna bring ours anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's I think Russia. I mean, they're trying to get back, but they got a bad rep about them, and they trying to get back on the good side. And all this terrorists and stuff going on right now is really not bringing. Because I mean, as an athlete, you know, signs should go off when you athlete and you tell your parents, don't come watch us on TV. That's a telltale sign of something. I mean, as an athlete, do you put all y'all into it? Because you think about, you want to try to win your sport, but you think about what's going on outside the sport. What's going to happen when I leave here? You know, leave the arena and stuff and go back to my room.
Well, you know, all the athletes have been informed, you know, don't wear your nation's colors or anything like that, because that can very well make you a target. As for and
that's crazy.
And they tell the same to the spectators as well. But how can you not walk around?
That's
Russia
a scheme. That's a scheme.
And not
you wear what we sell you.
Yeah, you walking around with your Nikes on. And
yeah, because you know it's bad. Usually the president or he is sending somebody high up in his office over there. He's not sending. He's sending Billie Jean King and somebody else.
I thought she couldn't make it.
Well, she said she was. She gonna try to make it.
Oh, see, President Obama, he just doing that to pour salt into Putin's wound about the gay community over there in Russia. That's all that is.
I guess so.
We gonna show you. We gonna send every gay athlete we got over there, and that's pretty much what he did. How can you have Winter Olympic Games and throwing politics into it?
That's the way of the world today.
Politics have been in the Olympics for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the boycott back in the 80s.
Yeah. We didn't go over there, and they didn't come over here.
Well, for that matter, 76.
Now here it is. You got 88 nations, 2,800 athletes. That's a lot to keep an eye on. And you better believe that Russia got an eye on every last one of them. They're not a Russian athlete.
Well, particularly those from the old communist bloc nations, and those that remain that politically, or from that political perspective.
They might be trying to take some of them back. You know what I'm saying? They might be. But, you know me, I like to go in the lab and I like to hunt up the intangibles, all the other stuff that go along with the Olympics. You know that they handed out some 100,000 condoms to the Olympic athletes.
Excuse me, the 86 events.
I'll see you then. You were way off.
Yeah, that look it up.
Well, but then you can probably divide that number by half because they're doing men and women's.
Right.
See? Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Bobsled, they call it men's and
I'm
women's.
getting back to my condom news. I found this to be truly amazing.
80, and how many?
100,000. 100,000
For 2,800.
For 20, that boy do man.
That's some gazettas.
That's about 35 condoms per athlete. 35.7. We just rounded out to 35.
Where's your calculator?
Huh?
Where's your calculator?
Over there on the desk. What you
Okay.
got?
No, I'm just checking.
Well, you don't believe me?
No, I believe you. I
All
just was impressed if you did that in your head.
No, he did that. He looked it up
That's what
before
I said.
trusted. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Really? You don't think? Come on now.
Then he want to look up in the sky like he had the answer. Oh,
1 and 1 is
35.7.
1 and 1 is 2.
Truly. The 1 and 1. I come from Kentucky. 1 and 1 is 11. 2 and 2 is 22.
You need to stay out of Kentucky. Anyway, when we come back from break after we take our next break, we'll find out what events are happening this afternoon and this evening, rather, when the Olympics come on.
Ski jump.
Huh? I like ski jumping.
I do too.
They have female ski jumping this year. Mm-hmm. You know
Would you like ski jump?
Would I do it?
Yeah.
No.
Even with your 3 wise men?
I wouldn't do it.
They might say, hey, come on, Sam. Go on down this hill.
Because I'm going down.
They got the 70 meter. You go down the 70 meter. You don't want to go down the big one.
I get halfway down the jump and I'm like, oh, stop.
So you'd be like that man on that. So you'd be like the man was on the Wild World of Sports back in the day, hanging his feet.
That'd be me.
Here comes Sam. Oh, there was Sam.
But you know, that skiing looks really difficult.
It is. I mean, it takes some skills.
And of course, you know.
You go skiing up in Wisconsin.
We could ask Sonny Bono, but that's a moot point.
No, he ran into a tree. Didn't he get killed?
Yes, he did.
Okay. America's sweetheart, Lindsey Vonn. She's not in the Olympics. She's not skiing.
No,
Sweetheart?
It's Tiger's sweetheart.
I said America's sweetheart.
Yeah, she tore her knee up.
Yeah.
But you got Shaun White. Then you got the black speed skater. Can't think of his name. He's going for another. Medals. Hey, you got several. You know, you got potential. But just think about it. You know, everybody. You know, in foreign countries, they win the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
But summertime, we got you. Track and field, swimming, we got you. We just ain't wintertime people over in the United States. There ain't enough snow.
I mean, the only time. I mean, where do Winter Olympic athletes come from? The Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado.
Upper Midwest.
Upper Midwest.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You very seldom catch them coming down Alabama, Mississippi. You might catch every blue moon.
See, you can tell when you got a country boy.
You can.
Because everything relates to somewhere south of the Mason-Dixon line.
You got to. That's a world that we have a world down there just like they have one up here. Where you say your uncle come from? Where you say your uncle went? He went down Mississippi?
Yes, that's
He
right.
brought you back some gifts, didn't he? All right then. Can you get them gifts here?
Let me ask you
Can you
something.
get them gifts here?
No.
All right then. All right. Next question.
I mean, you can get empty mason jar. You can't get a full one of them.
You got
Again, you probably could, yeah, if you know the right people.
no. I wouldn't trust it.
We'll make some calls after the show.
I wouldn't trust it.
We'll make some calls after the show.
Word, I bet they got it from down south.
Hold on, let me ask you this. You being a country boy, what Olympic games would they hold
Down south? Winter Olympics, summer. Winter?
No, they ain't gonna do too much in the winter time. Summer games.
If you really get, outlandish, you could probably have a noodling contest with catfish.
A what?
You go down there and get the catfish with your bare hand.
What they call that?
Noodling.
Noodling.
Yeah.
And
Then
how do you do that though?
You go in the water.
In the noodling?
You go in the water, and you go down and get a catfish.
You walk into the way into the water?
Yeah, and you go down.
So the water's not that deep.
Yes, and you go with your hand and get you a catfish. You don't have a rod and reel with you. You got your hand.
And how would you win this event?
The heaviest fish. Who had catch the most?
Be like gigging frogs.
Yeah.
The most.
I never did that either.
Then another contest. You have alligator catching.
Gigging frog. What?
You ain't that gig frogs?
No.
You from? I forgot you from the north. Get a spear.
Okay.
You go eat them. All you can eat.
How would you win that one?
Guess who catch them all?
In what other game?
I don't know. Bottle top spinning.
Now, I had some friends when I was living in Rantoula. I mean, I'm really kind of ashamed to admit this, but I attended the redneck games. Now, there is some activity.
Yes, it is. I've heard about them.
You know, one of my favorite, the toilet lid tossing. It's just like horseshoes, except
Use a toilet
you're
lid.
using the toilet seat. Mud wrestling is always one of my favorites. And a bunch of other stuff.
I mean, it really, you go down south, there's really not, we run just like y'all do up here, but we run faster. And we just you do creative games. I remember like being little.
Do you wear shoes?
Yeah, wore shoes. We played basketball. Joe could tell you this. He went down to Kentucky, visited some people, and they played basketball in some grass. We did that too. You had this much powder dust out there, your shoes be dirty. But you play basketball. It's like, you gotta understand, you gotta improvise. Take a bicycle rim, make a hoop out of it. Didn't have no nets, but you had a rim.
All I can do is shake my head.
I'll tell you one thing. If they can come out of a reality TV show, Down South Olympics, it'd be a hit.
You think so?
It'd be a hit.
It's better than Housewives.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, then you could bring in you have running events, fishing events, basketball, football. Then you have moonshining contests. Who can make the best moonshine?
Moonshine race?
Yep.
That's how NASCAR got started. Running moonshine back.
But Winter Olympics, I don't know about that.
Anyway, I'll probably catch the opening ceremonies tonight.
I will.
You will too. And just to find out what's happening.
Well, you're gonna see people from different countries walking in the stadium. They're gonna have a contest, dancing, and some fireworks. That's it.
I know, but at least you get to find out what's going to be happening in the upcoming week.
And then you'll see a country you never heard of before, and they have two people. And the country probably about big as Rantoul.
At least they representing.
If you say so, sorry.
At least they representing.
There's just a few events I like to watch. Mike don't watch none of them.
Hockey.
You said hockey.
I will watch ski jumping for the agony of defeat moments.
See, they ain't gonna have that. I'm gonna watch it because I just love it.
I like figure skating.
You look like you can figure skate too.
No, I never skated on ice in my life.
Roller skate?
I used to roller skate.
I can't do near one of them, so.
Never been on an ice rink.
All right, we got to go take another break. We'll do that right now. When we come back, I'll let y'all talk about the Illini basketball team because they just totally disgust me. And you know what they say, if you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all.
You got something good to say. It's positive.
I'm not going to say nothing at all because I see nothing good about this basketball team. They go to Penn State Sunday. Hopefully, they can win that.
It's going to be a hard victory. And Nebraska. They go to Nebraska. So they get over a 10-piece.
Well, I want to tell you this. The Illini suck.
I would say all that.
We'll be right back. All righty. Welcome back to Talking Sports. Sergeant Rock, Big Bun, Michael Cox back here in the back. Thank you, sir. Before we went to break, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about Illinois basketball. Wisconsin came to town, beat them last, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
They was in the game. They were in the game the whole time. Wisconsin on the bad, since Joe jinxed them. Last time Joe told me, they found 14. I don't think their record too good. Joe, I know he listened. He had a bad tendency to put the curse on somebody.
So what do you think? Wisconsin, they lost them like 2 in a row before they came here. They 2 or 3 in a row. 4 in a row?
Yeah.
3 at home.
So you think Illinois the last couple weeks have played teams with losing streaks, like Ohio State. They had a 4-game losing streak.
Right.
Illinois had a 4-game losing streak. Somehow was going to lose 5 in a row.
You come to Illinois to snap those losing streaks.
You're right. But I mean, they're playing better. Like Saturday, they played against Iowa. They were down ugly early. And they fought back in with the young freshmen they have. But sometimes you expend all the energy to get back up there. You can't get it. Once you get up, when you get there, you can't stay there. And Iowa just end up beating them.
You always say that Illinois has a problem with closing out games.
Actually, they have a problem starting games now. It ain't the closing part; it's the starting. They get so far behind, you playing catch up.
Mm-hmm. Now, Coach Gross, he says he admires the team tenacity. Yeah, that
Tenacity.
And he says he's proud of their toughness.
They do have fight in them. I have to give them credit. But the thing about it, they have no go-to scorer. Ravonte Rice, he's now coming off hip injury. He's getting back where he's in stride. But before then, you look at Tracy Abrams. He scored 19 points one game. He scored 2 points the next game. You can't have inconsistency. If you look across the board, United States basketball, the big name teams like Jabari Parker, he's scoring good. Wiggins, he's scoring good. Julius Randle down Kentucky, he's scoring good.
But you don't have those type of players on Illinois.
But you gotta get them somewhere.
But what you got to have is you got to have Ravonte go for 15, 20 points, somebody else kick in 12, somebody else kick in another 12. And then you're in a better place, which is why we talked about last week the kid that transferred in from Oregon, I think it was, that was not ruled immediately eligible. That's why he hurt so bad. And Gross knew that at the beginning of the year because he didn't have shooters. John Eakey is not your shooter. I'm sorry. But
he's streaky.
He's very streaky, but he's not that consistent 40% behind the 3, 50% whatever it is from inside the arc.
But you can say that about all the Illini shooters.
But you don't have
none of them have been consistently scoring.
The thing about if your jump shot is not falling, drive to the basket, and they want to do what's his name, Idagwe, or I'm going to butcher his name.
Anna?
Yeah, he's sitting outside shooting jump shot. Come, you a big man. Good, stay down low. If I was Gross, but he's not going to do it.
No,
if I was Gross, I'll tell him the next time you take a shot outside of 8 feet, you coming out the game.
He's not going low post because most of the players are bigger than he is.
Well,
he's 6'11".
Yeah, but look how small he is though. He's just a tall 6'11".
Yeah.
And then you bring the freshman in, Hill and Tate and all them, and they'll play good, and then he'll take them out. It's like he owed the alliance to Abrams, Bertrand. Bertrand, he's in a funk right now. Abrams, he's streaky. Ravonte's streaky. Icky, you don't know which one go. He might score 10 points tonight. He might shoot up, and the next game he have 5 air balls. and you don't know what you're going to get every night. The thing about Illinois basketball, you have to be consistent. They have to go out. The first thing, like my uncle always, he's a diehard Illini fan, they need a big man coach. They don't have a big man coach. You need to go out and get some. If you're not going to get the best player in the country, go get 2 or 3 of the mediocre players. Play them instantly, run your offense, how you do it. But he would not do it. He's running this wide open offense. You shoot your shot threes and stuff like that. You need to have ball control.
Well, coming into the season, that's what Gross said that he's going to do. He's going to pick up the pace and take. He got the players to do it with. But like you said, they coming down the court, stopping and popping and hitting nothing.
Yep. Press the whole game. You got to change up. Don't press when you behind 20 points. Press when they people standing up until the first visitors score the first basket. You press from when the lights turn on and the cameras are rolling for the first play of the game. You press 40 minutes of hell. Arkansas did it. And they wouldn't let up. Arkansas wouldn't let up.
But he had the athletes to do it in Arkansas.
You got the athletes here. If you put the right people in there.
And how do you determine who's the right people? Now I'm probably sure that he didn't play every comment.
Well, you didn't play.
Up to this point.
You didn't play 13 games before you started Big Ten season, wherever it is. Okay, you should know what combination works. You have assistant coaches that, all right, these X, Y, and Z works better with A and B, or A and B works better with F and G. You got to know your combination, and then you run with it. And I mean, the thing about Illinois, it's all started. They got mid-major coaches. They got mid-major coaching on the women's side. He's not panning out like everybody thought he was. He come with this great record. That's a mid-major school. Then you got your football coach. He come from a mid-major school. Then you got your basketball coach. He come from a mid-major school. Where'd your AD come from? Mid-major school. Scratching backs. You're getting people in. In order to be successful, you have to hire the best possible, and you got to pay them. And Illinois, until they go out and get a real coach, which is going to bring real players in here, this is exactly what you get.
Well, of those 3 coaches you just named, which one's the best?
I would say the women's coach.
Okay.
I mean, at Illinois right now?
Right now.
It'd be John Gross.
So he has brought in those players because he's kept the Malcolm Hills, the Kendrick Nunns, the Austin Corbett or whatever his name.
Okay, have they panned out in college?
But they're only freshmen. They're only 18, 19 years old. And
Mike, you can't use that excuse on a basketball court. You can use it on a football field because they say, well, his body's not developed. And basketball is one or two things. You play defense and offense.
But you know as well as I do, the difference between college and high school, as you mentioned earlier, is speed.
Yeah.
Everybody's just as fast.
But these guys play AAU basketball.
And I understand that.
So they didn't play the best. They didn't play against Jabari Parker. They didn't play against Wiggins. They didn't play against Julius Randle. Them guys played all summer. Until you get a tier 1 player, which you bring, if you get a tier 1 player come in and you could bring another tier 1 A1, like a 1A or 1B, you'll be successful. Everybody don't want the one and dones, but you best believe, like down in Kentucky, Calipari, he reloads I don't know what he's doing. He might be leaving envelopes, credit cards, something, but he get the best players instantly.
Well, everybody wants to play for a winner.
There you go.
Everybody wants to take that next step. Everybody that comes into college.
And the thing about Illinois has not been they have been a winner. I don't want to get the public wrong. Illinois has been winning, but they're not a winner. A winner plays in late March and April.
Mm-hmm. Well, Illinois got some players coming in.
Well, we'll see.
The next what, 2 or 3 years?
We'll see. You'll pan out.
Yeah, but
everybody go to college don't
but
progress.
They're going through their growing pain. This is only his second year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he got.
But it's basketball. You playing defense and shooting the ball. It ain't like football where you got schemes. You got to run this. The fastest player on the football field run the ball. You just got people to catch. You got to have a quarterback can throw. You got to have a wide receiver can catch. You got a running back can run. But here,
Bundy, you know these players have to learn to play together.
they've been here all summer.
But here's the thing: they don't have a point guard. I mean, Tracy Abrams,
that's true.
He works. He's sufficient, but to run Gross's system, he's always had an outstanding point guard, and he doesn't necessarily have that. And the other thing that Illinois hasn't had since 04-05 with
D.
Brown and Darren Williams and Luther Head and all that, they haven't had anybody that has a chip on their shoulder. And the one I see on this team that has that is Kendrick Nunn, because he's not taking any gruff from anybody.
Nope.
So, as you know, and as Sarge knows, that takes a little while to develop who you are as a team. Now, that's not an excuse this year because, they're bad.
They're not bad. They're
right now they're bad. They've lost, 8, 9 in a row?
8 in a row.
So
they're bad.
The talent is there, and whether it's at Penn State or if they're able to go in Nebraska and beat Nebraska at Nebraska, last year they had lost 8 or 9 in a row.
But the thing about it, I tell Joe all the time, I'm not being selfish or anything. In order to win, you're going to have on the basketball court, you need 2 thugs.
Yep.
And on the football field, you need 4 of them. You need 2 on offense, 2 on defense.
Yep.
And now thugs don't have to be, as a quote, the social society called a thug. You need a point guard. The point guard has to be a thug, and your best defensive player had to be a thug.
So what? So they can bring some attitude to the game.
Attitude. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chip
Attitude. I mean, you play like you look at Payne at Michigan State. When I get this ball inside, ain't nobody gonna stop me. Not even my mama.
And because he's had that attitude, for lack of a better word, for 4 years, he gets the call. Where somebody like Nana bumps into a guy, tweet.
And then you had hands up.
But
He's good for 5 fouls.
you got to remember, this man right here's been spoiled from where he's from.
Yeah, I know.
You got spoiled when it comes to college basketball, being from down there. But all the points are valid in that D. Brown, Florida State recruited him as a quarterback for football, so he wasn't backing down from anybody.
You too little.
I don't want to hear that.
Still wasn't backing
Little
down
man
from
won the
anybody.
Super Bowl.
No, D. Brown too.
Little man won the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson. Oh, he too little to play in the NFL. He didn't do it. Drew
Everybody was saying
Brees.
that.
He's little. He too little to play in the NFL.
I told Drew Brees.
5'10".
Yeah, no, wait a minute. They said,
If
over
that-
the Super Bowl 6'1", but he ain't. If he's 6'1", I'm 7 foot.
I have to agree with you because Drew Brees don't look. I don't know. He don't look that little.
But
He's
all
little.
right.
He ain't much bigger.
But if you go back to Illinois, if you look at their basketball,
all right.
Illinois only has a couple more chances of winnable games left.
On paper.
Penn State, Nebraska here. Minnesota, you go up to Minnesota, that's not going to be an easy win. They play Michigan. They play Michigan State there. They got Iowa. They go to Iowa. The NIT might be, a long shot, or NCAA. The NCAA tournament is almost out the picture right now.
Well, that's no question. That's a foregone conclusion that they're not going to.
Unless they win, they got to win the tournament.
They'd have to win out and win the tournament. And
But-
that's not very likely, I don't believe.
I mean, the thing about it, they got to keep fighting. I mean, they got fight in them, but they're not fighting. It's like a boxing match. They're punching back, but when they scoring punches, it's too late in the game. The judges already got the cards. It's unanimous decision, but so one of them might get a split decision. But like Joe always say, every now and then a blind squirrel get a nut. They could turn this around. As easily they lost 8 games in a row, they could win 7, 8 in a row.
Because they did that at the beginning of the year, albeit the competition wasn't necessarily Big Ten level or whatever.
But do you see this happening? Now,
If you look at it on paper, you would say no.
Forget on paper.
Okay.
On paper. Do you see this happening?
I can see them winning 3. They'll win.
15 game.
No, they'll win. I'm talking about Big Ten. They're 2 and 8 right now. I see them winning 3 more games. They'll win 5 games in the Big Ten this year. That's going out on a limb.
Want to bet? Now hold on. Now we don't control. We don't condone betting. But if we did,
I'll let you know.
huh?
I gotta let you know now, huh?
I want everybody else to know too. You want to bet?
So you gotta give me a number too. I'm not just going. This ain't gonna be like.
I say
This ain't gonna be like.
I say they win 2 more games. Period.
That's the
Totally.
same thing you said, because all I got left is the Big Ten.
Yeah. No, I said 3.
3, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I said they're 5. They're finished. They went.
I'm looking to overall win 15 games this season. That's it.
No, I ain't gonna do that. Just, no.
You scared?
I bet on something I know. I don't know basketball. It's something I don't know.
A lot of people bet on the Super Bowl, and they didn't know that either.
That's true.
Well, yeah, he claimed he did. I'm telling you, if you want to bet anything, ask him who he like and go the
Bet
opposite.
against.
Because you think about it, you look. Like I said, Wisconsin. He said, Wisconsin going to Final Four.
First of all, y'all need to quit talking about Joe when he's not here to
I didn't
defend
mention no
himself.
names.
Well, we know who you was talking about. So he's not here to defend himself. So
All you gotta do is pick up the phone.
oh, he's not gonna call.
So Mike, what do you think Illinois? How they can turn this ship around quick?
They can't.
It's the same thing I said last week. They got to start making shots, and it's got to be more than.
Well, they're driving to the basket, but the layup's not falling now.
It's got to be more than Rayvonte scoring 24, or Tracy or Joe Bertrand, who I have no idea what's wrong with that.
Because think about it, you look at
But it's got to be more than just one person.
Yep.
A couple other guys got to step up and drop in 10, 12, 15 points. So they just got to make shots.
Coach Sarge, what's your solution?
I have none. I would sit my starters for one.
You know what? Another person that told me
I would
that,
sit my starters for one.
and let them look at perspective
Yeah, and
from the bench.
And I'll let them 5 little freshmen get out there and do their little thing for about a good half the first half, a good 10
They
minutes.
did it against Iowa. The freshmen brought them back.
Yeah.
And then what he do? Sit them back down. That's what make kids not want to come here. They see the opportunities there. I mean, understand it could be some other shenanigans going on in the world, but the thing about it, to get the top players, you got to sell yourself. Hey, this is your program. This is the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna funnel everything around you.
Illinois has been getting the 2-star, 3-star recruits.
That's good for mid-major.
Yeah, but never the 4 and 5.
Well, but Malcolm Hill and Nunn were, I believe, if not both of them, at least one of them was a 4-star recruit. It might have been Hill, but I'm not sure. But
who's rating these guys? Because I done seen some 5-stars be like, really? You the best? You the best in your class?
I think Rival, was it Rival.com?
Mhm.
Rival.com.
Does a majority of things.
But it's crazy.
Here's the other thing to think about in that Iowa game. And I remember when there was 5 freshmen on the floor and they're coming back. Was that a lesson Gross is trying to teach? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. When they press for 10 minutes or whatever it is when they're behind by 20, is that another lesson he's trying to
They
teach?
pressed against Missouri and came back and won.
Yeah, they did.
Don't. My point is, don't do it too late. Do it from the start. Start the game off like that. Surprise the world. Go man-to-man defense. Change up with his own. You look at Jim Boeheim at Syracuse. Now, like Syracuse, you can't compare Syracuse to Illinois besides the color. But the thing about it, Jim Boeheim gets top quality players, and they play a 2-3 zone. He plays a 2-3 zone. He doesn't play man-to-man. You're going to adjust to his system.
But you gotta look now. Bayham, he been coaching since basketball got started.
And he's been playing a 2-3 zone since basketball got started.
Started. And won championships with 2-3 zone. He's lost some games now.
A lot of team runs Illinois.
Sarge, here's what I'm saying. He plays 2-3 zone from the start of the game, the whole game. He didn't change up. His defense is 2-3 zone, the whole game.
Well, you can use that against a team like Illinois because they can't shoot.
You might play 3-on-5. Let me quit that.
Because even you know this. In order to get a team out of the zone, you got to shoot them out of it.
You're right, but Syracuse is not gonna come out of it.
Yeah, regardless.
You look at the
of what you're
game. Did you watch the game last week when they played Syracuse played Duke?
No, I didn't.
Well, you missed a good one. That was a classic right there.
making. Yes, it was.
They shot them. Hey, Duke shot the lights out on the 3-point line. Did they come out of his zone? Nope.
Who won?
Syracuse. Overtime.
No.
Guy shot a fadeaway. It was lucky. When Blonde Squirrel get a nut 3-pointer at the buzzer, and it went, and he faded away, falling down, and shot it. So they went in overtime, and Jabari Parker fouled out. Another player fouled out. So it was about running out of player personnel.
Like the Laker game the other night.
Yeah, Duke didn't pretty much fell off.
Kansas falling off too. It's a lot.
What, about 15 now?
But here's what I don't understand. They lose to Syracuse, and they were like 18th. They move up to 11th. You lost a game and move up 5 spots.
Who did that?
Duke.
Well, did the 5 above them lose?
Yeah, you got
And who did they lose to?
I don't know. But still, I mean, really? 5 spots? You move up?
Come on,
One,
You know
A,
Mike
it's
Krzyzewski.
Krzyzewski.
yeah.
B, Syracuse beat them in overtime. So
And Syracuse number 1.
the flip side of that, at the time, I won't say number 2 at the time, I
Yep.
believe.
Mhm.
Number 2 at the time. So the flip side to that is, well, Duke took the number 2 team in Atlanta overtime. So
Yeah.
Well, this is the month you'll find out your pretenders and contenders right here. Because February comes March, and you got to start your tournaments. I mean, like Wichita State, I'm not sold on them.
they're still unbeaten though.
Yeah,
Right?
they're still
they're
unbeaten.
still unbeaten.
Who they played?
But that don't mean that.
They're still unbeaten.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, what position are they?
They
Three, I
three
think.
or 4. They're
Yeah,
top
they're
5.
up there. They're top 5. Have been for a while.
They're number 2 undefeated teams in college basketball, Division 1. That's
So-
Syracuse.
and Wichita State.
So come the end of the month, because we only got what 2 more weeks of
Yep.
college basketball to go before
You start your tournaments.
start the tournament. So there's a lot of basketball to be played. Do you think they will be number 3 come the end of the season?
Yeah, because they'll lose. They'll lose in Sweet 6. Wichita State, they'll lose in Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. They got a good. They run and gun, but I mean,
They're going to win their conference. So in all likelihood, they should win their conference tournament if they have one.
then do you put them in number 1 seed?
Mm.
Yeah. See.
They're unbeaten.
If you go into the NCAA tournament undefeated, I think you should be a number 1 seed.
Absolutely. Overall number 1 seed, absolutely not.
No, not
number
overall.
1 seed in one of the 4 regions, absolutely. If they run the table.
Where's Arizona?
They lost. They lost to Cal,
Lost one game in their second.
but they
or
dropped
third.
it 2. Dropped
Yeah.
it 2. But the thing about it, you look at like Louisville and like the American Conference. It's a weak conference. They got Memphis and Cincinnati in there. But next year they would be in the ACC. ACC would be a power conference next year.
Now next year you got Baylor coming in. You got Maryland coming into the Big Ten.
Rutgers and Maryland.
Oh, Rutgers in there.
Yeah, he was
What
close.
did I say?
Baylor.
My bad.
He was close
Anyway,
though.
It is
And the
same.
Smalls. Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
About a mile apart.
Yeah, for the most part. Anyway, they come into the Big Ten next season. Do you think they bring anything to the basketball? I know they don't bring nothing to the football program.
Maryland has a good football program.
But you're saying that, but all the experts are saying that they had better recruiting classes than Illinois did in football. So I don't know.
Come on, Rutgers was what?
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
I didn't even know they
The
had
thing about it-
I didn't even
the
know
thing
they had
about it-
Yeah,
You got to look at sports at all perspectives. You just can't just watch Big Ten. You got to watch SEC, Big 12. I'm a sports buff. I like college. I love college football. There's nothing like college football. And the thing about it, you got to look at the West Coast teams compared to the East Coast team, down south, up north. You got to put them all together, and that's how you determine a good team. Rutgers, they were the mid. They was on top of the game a couple years ago when Greg Schiano was there. And they fell, and they fell off a little bit. They started coming back around. Maryland too. It's gonna be a rough ride for Big Ten, for especially on the Illinois side, especially like football, and I don't know about Rutgers and basketball, and Maryland in basketball, but
Maryland has been good. They do have the history of being a good basketball
good basketball team. Because they were good when it was the Big East or the ACC.
When Gary Williams was there coaching.
But maybe Illinois needs to start leaving envelopes somewhere. Get some players. I mean, you lose a guy. What's the guy that's supposed to Cliff?
Alexander.
Yeah, and everybody made fun. He grabbed the wrong hat. Hey, that's part of it. That's part of the game these days. You look at these Under Armour games, all in the Army games, football game, and you got 4 or 5 hats right there, and I think I'm gonna take my daughters to Notre Dame, and you got to sell yourself so much. But I think if Illinois ever gets a 5-star, top 3 recruit here, that things will open better. Because
everybody wants to play with that kid.
Yeah, because if you don't, like I told a friend of mine, I said, you got $1,500 seats coming in next year. Gross will be gone. Somebody gonna be in there.
$1,500 seats.
Yes, sir.
They remodeled the
Suites.
assembly hall.
Yeah.
State Farm Center.
Yeah, suites.
I heard they were putting.
Yeah.
Now what they gonna put? Okay, you look at the assembly hall.
But you think about it, you can go into Memorial Stadium, and the culinary rooms up there, and you can't have alcohol in the stadium.
Right.
You can't up there.
You go up there, you use some cocktails.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, where they gonna put the suites? I'm thinking
In B section.
Right at the top of B section, all the way around, where the old press row used to be back in the day.
Right.
All that's coming in right there.
Right
Seats you're gonna lose some seats. You're gonna lose some
What,
seats.
like 5 rows or something like that in C, I think it is,
Mm-hmm.
to put those luxury boxes in. So,
That's interesting.
Yeah. You gotta get you one.
well, it's money. JW get you one.
I mean, I figure they put the suites at the top around
Why?
the top.
No.
You see nothing up there. That's too far to walk
Come
for
on,
the
look.
rich folks.
Okay, come on. Now, of course, we've been to United Center. When we had to, go up there to the penthouse suite at the United Center.
That's different.
How's it
That's a
different?
pro game.
You can't see up there. Come on.
You ain't trying to see.
It's
You ain't trying.
Up there, you're trying to
All right.
mingle to your
How
mingle.
many times you been up there? How many times you been to United Center? You've been 3 or 4 times, right?
to the penthouse suite. Yes.
How many games have you seen the finish of?
None.
All right, then. That's I'm a point across.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a college stadium. You want to go and enjoy the game and have your little finger food, some horse divers, and a few cocktails for $1,500 a seat.
I'm not sure that, and I don't know.
Hold on.
I haven't heard-
That's how much the suite is going to rent for.
That's a seat. I don't tell how many seats in a suite. So if you have 6, do the gazetas. That's almost 10 stacks.
You got your calculator?
I'm not even trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't.
See what it is? It's gonna be set. I think it's gonna be set up like the penthouse where they got your room in there and you come out and you got seats in front of this area. You can sit down and watch the game,
Right.
or you can sit up like Cardinal baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You got them when you go to the stadium club. You can go up there and eat, and you come out to your seats.
Right.
Or
If
you
I'm
can
a-
stay in the air conditioning and just
Yeah.
Well, they-
eat.
Well, it's gonna be air conditioned. It's State Farm Center is gonna be air conditioned
They're
too.
gonna have the TVs in there for you.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I know. I understand that they're supposed to be putting in some rooms like down in the basement where you can mingle and.
They're gonna make it family. They're gonna make it like corporate savvy. The thing about it, because I'm telling you, like you go to KFC Yum Center in Louisville, that's immaculate. They got suites in there with little TV. You got a TV and I got a TV, and you got your own bar and stuff. When you get a suite, there's no going down to the concession stand. The concession stand is behind you, and they will bring food to you.
Mhm.
You hit a button, you be like, I want Maker's Mark and Italian beef. Here they come. Boom.
That credit card or they take cash.
Either or. They won't have your bill right there. PayPal, I'll pay you when I get done.
No. Find me when I get done.
Oh, we'll find you.
But I mean, it's gonna be when you start renovating stuff, you won't put butts in seats like the football stadium. You go out there any given Sunday, outside September, everybody hyped up beginning of the year. You go out there on October, or November, you don't see nobody there. You see them blue chairs that's folded down as empty chairs, but people,
But the blue chair, those are for season ticket holders.
yeah. If you see them, you sometimes you have more people tailgating
Right.
than you do in the stadium.
Yeah. There was a lot of games like that this year.
But the basketball is going to get the same. After a while, let them go. Let them lose 10 in a row. Let them go to Penn State and lose to Nebraska. And you're on a 10-game losing streak. People be giving tickets away.
So they gonna give these suites are gonna be for like alumni,
He trying to find out.
corporate.
I tell you what, you ask Mr. Stovall about them. He'll know more. But I know they've been advertising on the radio. It's $1,500 a seat. I don't know how many suites they're gonna have and how many seats in the suite.
I can't see paying that much to watch Illinois.
Somebody gonna do it. It's a lot of corporate Kool-Aid drinkers around the world.
Well, and you've got a lot of wealthy alumni. And
Cause Jimmy John's culinary room.
and speaking of football, on Saturdays, that's where they're going to see all their buddies, all their friends, all the people they want to make those business deals with, and whatever, just hang out with, because there's a lot of wealthy.
And then you have big
Illinois
basketball
alumni.
games in town. Michigan State, Iowa, Wisconsin. They're gonna be full.
I mean, you look at the other couple weeks ago, whenever it was, when Manny Jackson donated the money for the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
You think when he comes back, he's not going to get a really nice chair?
A nice seat. He's gonna get one.
He's going to get whatever he wants too. I mean, he's pushed the button, Italian beef, members mark.
Hold on now. You get this suite, you're just paying for the seat. You're not paying for the whole suite.
Yeah.
You can if you want.
No. You paying for the suite, but they tell you how much it is a seat.
So if it's $1,500 a seat and you've got 10 chairs in there,
Oh, okay, I got you.
and that's your suite.
That's your suite. That's Sergeant Rock's suite.
Oh, well, just like when I get.
What they gonna have in there? They gonna have a hog, 3 40-ounce bottles, and some bumpy face.
That's a good time right there. All right, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break on the bumpy face. And when we come back for the discussion, Bundy, this afternoon, and Mike here, he's gonna get into this.
Black History Month.
I was hoping Joe was gonna be here, because I wanted him to chime in on this too. 6 reasons why black athletes will never be activists like those of the 60s and 70s. We have those 6 reasons, and we'd like for you to chime in too if you want to get into the conversations. 217-359-9227. I think you will find this little discussion a little bit interesting.
Yes, it will.
And we'll be back with more Talking Sports right after these. Alrighty then, welcome back to Talking Sports. Sergeant Rock Bundy, Michael Cox in the captain's chair all the way back there. Alright, before we went to break, I ran across this topic last week. Matter of fact, I wanted to talk about it during last week's show, but I forgot.
That figures.
Huh?
That figures.
That happens from time to time. And plus, we ran out of time. And, I read this article, and I found it to be a very interesting article. It's the 6 reasons black athletes will never be activists like those of the 60s and the 70s. Because you remember back then, athletes weren't ashamed to take up, political causes and speak out on, things that are going on in the community, in the country, and around the world. We mentioned Kurt Flood.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we have free agency in not only baseball,
But all sports.
because of the stand that he took when he was playing with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Indeed.
You talk about Smith and Carlos doing the Summer Olympics, the track team.
68 Summer Olympics in Mexico City.
When they stood on the podium doing the playing of the national anthem, they did the glove, black fist,
Mm-hmm.
black power sign. Who else we got down
The
here?
GOAT.
Huh?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, who else we have around here? Spencer Haywood, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Warden, and
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Of course, he stand on Vietnam. He went to jail for a while. Jim Brown.
Big Jim.
Yeah, of course, he was at the NFL honors. You see that? He keeps the same expression on his face all the time.
Yeah.
Look mean, don't it?
Yeah, he look mean. He talk mean too. You ask Jim Brown a question. That's all he gonna do.
Yeah,
You go back to those films he used to with his Slaughter and all that. You remember those films?
No, only one I remember he was in was the one with Telly Savalas. What was it? The Army movie.
Yeah.
Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, Dirty Dozen.
He got blew up in that one. No, he got shot up in it. He got blew up in that one too. And so the 6 reasons are, we're gonna start off. Speaking of reasons, doing the Kennedy honors. I mean, not Kennedy honors. The NFL honors.
Okay.
Did you notice that all the athletes had a little side candy? Except for the ones that were married. But did you know during these events like this, you can actually hire a girl to walk around with you? To sit next to you.
Where did you find this at?
Huh?
Were you going to order one of them?
No, I was just bringing
Are you going to order one of them?
No, I was just bringing it to everybody's attention that you can do that. They have the...
It's called escort service.
Yeah.
It's been around for years.
World oldest profession.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, that can't be. Peanut had one sitting next to him. I was like,
And he married?
That was Mrs. Peanut.
was that it?
Yeah, he's married. He's married.
Oh. But then
See, there you go. You're going to start rumors.
No,
You better get to the list before you mess up.
Oh, okay. Then some of the other ones. I was like, oh wow.
Well, you got money like that, you can do that.
I guess. You get to keep her all night, or
I don't know. You got that. You call the escort service and find out. I'm sure they have 24-hour, dates.
Okay, let's get back to this. You're getting all off the subject.
You are. You don't want to talk about dates.
Okay, first reason, lack of historical understanding and connection to the black struggle.
That's true.
Your thoughts?
Because you think a lot of people, today's sports, African Americans have paved the way for today's society. You look at like Jackie Robinson, you go back, Jackie Robinson, baseball, Mary Molly them in football, basketball has started, and people, today's, I call them kids, LeBron them have forgotten who paved the way for them to play in arenas every night.
Do you think
and
they
get there.
Hold on? Now they say a disconnect to the black struggle, meaning they have no idea of what it is or what it was. I mean,
somewhere down the road, somebody know, but they like.
You can go to an athlete today and ask him, Dr. Martin Luther King. They will say yes.
What he do?
Yeah, exactly, and they won't be able to tell you.
Well, here's one point. All those people that were mentioned, or that you mentioned in that, and this is from my Caucasian perspective, when those people were making their stand, even Jim Brown for that matter, the civil rights movement in this country was in the news every day because it was the 60s.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the availability of understanding it and living it and feeling it 50 years ago for these guys, I mean, it was something they had to deal with every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So these younger players now, the LeBrons, the whoever, they're maybe 30 years old. That's 20 years before they were even thought about it.
Right.
So I would think that unless they took it upon themselves to learn their history in this country,
Which they're not.
They're not, and you're right, they're not, because like Joe says about the Super Bowl, it all comes down to money. How much can I make? But those people mentioned in the article lived it every single day, so they couldn't help, I would think, to not make a stand. And if you remember, 20, 30 years ago when Jordan was in the NBA, he caught a lot of grief for never ever taking a political stand on anything. And as you go further in the reasons, I think everybody will understand why, but I don't know. I just would have thought that at the time the world's most recognizable personality could have taken a stand on something Michael Jordan.
Right.
Because you think about it, in the '60s, you couldn't stay in the same hotel as your white teammates. You didn't eat the same food as your white teammates. It was thing. I saw a thing about the history of the AFL football league. They had a All-Star game. I think it was in Houston, and the white players could stay in the hotel and the black players couldn't. So the black players decided to all of them get together and not go to the All-Star game. So they end up canceling the All-Star game. And today's players, they go to these 5-star hotels. They don't think about the people a long time ago that our family couldn't go to them 5-star hotel. If you did there because you either cooked or you cleaned.
Right. So, I guess
you went through the back door.
I guess my question is, don't you think these athletes?
They don't want to know about it.
No, but don't you think that they should? Because
they should.
After all,
Absolutely.
the reason why they are getting the big bucks now
Is because of all them folks.
Exactly.
They should. But will they learn about it? Nope. Do they care about it? Nope.
All right,
But they will tell you they care about it until you ask them that further question.
Yeah. Let's go beyond the scene.
Yeah. Do you know? Like Sam or Sarge said earlier. What did Martin Luther King do? I don't know.
He did something. He got killed.
But and that's not to take away the focus of this, but that's not exclusively to the young black athlete nowadays either. I mean, even white kids have no idea who half those people on that list are, and they should.
All right. Reason number 2: raising a political atmosphere. Now, what this means is that these kids, as they are coming up in high school, they're you the big man on campus. You the star high school player. So therefore, you getting with the with the AAU teams. You're special. So what do? They start pulling you away from the regular student body. And it gets even more when you get on campus. If you happen to go into college, you get in there. I'm gonna call them handlers. They get you in classes. They get you to the doctors, the trainers, and they separate you from the student body because you are a athlete.
Yeah. The thing about it, all right, on that perspective, you're looking at it. Say you got a black athlete and his parents. All parents ain't bad. You have this one parent. He's all about the money. He thinking about the dollar sign. So he's not caring about school. He's caring about you being on the basketball court. And then you have a white guy that's like a mentor that comes in, hey Sarge, we need to do this and we need to do that. He takes care of you. Right. He's looking out for the best interest in you. Right. And the mindset, the thing about it, you go on to become a celebrity or whatever you do, and you start making some money, who he's gonna have first?
His mentor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because his daddy out for the money. He won't. Like in church, he's supposed to have them. Wow.
My bad.
Wow. That's the thing about it. I mean, you put it you should put emphasis on being a better person in life, and then some people putting it on money sign.
Okay, but what this says is why now let's stick with the theme here.
I'm sticking with it.
Now they're being separated from their friends in high school.
Yeah, because
being separated.
His friends not show his best interest.
Yeah, they're putting you into
a different category.
Yeah, all right. You being first they're separating you. Now you with the especially in college, so
they treat you as an asset, and your other friends are liabilities.
Yeah, right. You eating with the team, you eating good. Cause let's be realistic. You think the football team eat the same food that they eat in the dorms?
Oh, I know they don't.
No.
I know that from first-hand experience. No, they don't. That's a nice little place you can go over and get something to eat on Tuesday afternoons.
But when they line up to go in and eat, we should line up too one day.
Okay.
right.
As long as you got the
Okay.
bail money.
And as they move on to professional football, as they move on to the next
It's
level,
almost like they're getting brainwashed.
yeah. Now you got an agent
Mm-hmm.
who's more than likely white,
Mm-hmm.
lawyers who are more than likely white,
Significant other.
more than likely white, and so you got all this. So once again, you being distant
Mm-hmm.
from the struggle.
There's always exception to the rule, though.
Hmm? Yes, yeah. All right. Reason number 3, selfishness. The struggle's over for them. We didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. It's called forget where you come from.
Yeah,
You didn't. Them same people you went up on the ladder and saw.
Yeah.
You got to come down sometime.
selfishness. We moved from the neighborhood,
Oh yeah.
so we don't see the hunger
Mm-mm.
on the street. We moved from the neighborhood. We don't see the homeless on the street.
Nope.
We moved from the neighborhood. We don't see none of that anymore.
He used
So-
$100 words.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it means, but it sound good in a conversation.
So they distance themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know about what's going on back home. You know, most of them probably don't even read the newspaper, their home newspaper.
But as for not knowing what's going on back home, I don't necessarily think that that's accurate because they grew up in that. They're choosing not to stay aware of it. They're
Mhm.
choosing, as you said, to separate themselves in this little insular world where, you know, they're the big man on campus, so to speak, whether
Mhm.
it's professionally or otherwise. So that again comes back to a personal choice.
Yeah. Then you get. I mean, some people. Then you get tired of. You done made it, and somebody called. Sam called. I always use you, man. Bun, man. Can I get a? Man, I need about $10,000. Man, about ready to lose my house. You hear them kind of calls, or you go to town. You know, you and your guys go out for dinner. You know, you say, "Well, I'm buying." Now, okay, I understand. Eat what you would eat if you pay for it yourself. Don't go in there and get an $80 steak, knowing good and well you wouldn't buy an $80 steak yourself.
But you
Who
buying.
pays $80 for a steak anyway?
But Bun's buying.
See, that's the mentality. That's how I'm thinking.
Well, but
Or you go out to the club somewhere, sit in a VIP. You want to get your little cotton hall. You got to have some King Louis, some Cristal. You want to try to run the tab up.
what's he talking about? What's he talking about? 'Cause I have no idea.
Well, you buying. You going to places. And he want to know why we can't order what we want.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. But then that goes back to personal choices that these kids made, and we both know a certain number 5 who's made really crappy choices since he got drafted, and where's he at nowadays? And perhaps, and I don't mean to imply that I know anything about what goes on in his mind, but perhaps if he had been aware of those guys back in the 60s, early 70s, and not necessarily this particular individual, but any of them,
It's a
might
struggle.
have had a better understanding of how blessed they truly are.
They don't think that way, Mike. It's a mentality thing. You think because I don't care what it is, I didn't sit there and made this money. It's mine. I can do what I want to. But the thing about it, you don't understand. As quick as you made that money, as quick as it could be gone.
This is true.
And you sit up here, drugs is epidemic right now. It's going on. And they're talking about looking at medical marijuana in the NFL. I think they should. If it's going to help you with concussion, do it. But as far as our athletes, they forget where they come from. And hey, they get out there and get buck wild. They get all this money. Money the fame comes too quick when you have money. A lot of kids ain't never seen $100,000 or $200,000. The first thing they're gonna go out, like they had a show on ESPN called Broke, 30 for 30 Broke. It's a lot of people that went broke being crazy, and that's what it is. They don't understand. They making a lot of money. You think them guys back in the '60s? It was I think Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier the third time. I think they made $5 million a piece. Yeah. Here, you got Floyd Mayweather making $40 million in one fight. You got a lot of these athletes back in the day. You look at a lot of NFL players back in the day, in the 50s and 60s. When they got done with NFL season, they went and got jobs.
They had another job.
These guys, I mean, you getting $40, $50 million signing bonus. Muhammad Ali probably made. I bet guesstimate he doing his fighting career. Not now. I bet he didn't make $50 million.
Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
He's probably made more money since his fighting days than he did when he was fighting.
And you look at the young kid. You give them money too quick. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect the game, and they don't respect the people that was before them.
Well put.
One great quote that I've heard and I've kept in mind from Muhammad Ali is that service to others is the rent you pay for being on this earth, or words to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And today's athlete, they don't get that, and which is exactly why we're discussing this article.
Fame come too quick.
All right, reason number 4. The league will likely fine you.
No, I don't think the league will fine you. I think they'll find a way to get rid of you.
Yeah, now we done seen this far too many times. Just like we take the Minnesota Vikings punter.
Yep, cut him.
Who was cut from the team because of his stand on homosexuality.
Yep.
Well, his stand on same-sex marriage.
Yeah, same-sex marriage. But
then you had Incognito and the Martin incident.
So
Jason Collins, he came out, he came out and said he was gay. He's still looking for a job.
Always gonna be looking for one. But the reason why they say that a lot of these guys don't speak up, they don't say anything, because they feel that they go up against league policy, and the league will fine them money or, in some cases,
I don't think it's a league policy. I think it's an unwritten, good old boy rule. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's what they're scared of. If I'm sitting up here, you being a white owner, and I'm black, I'm speaking out against something like that, and you like, man, really? You looking at me like that? That's how you feel about me? And I sign your checks every week? Well, and the next thing you know, you be like, man, I'm sorry. Then you're going to retract your statement. Retract your statement.
And be off the team next day.
Yeah.
And a really good example of that is what happened with Richard Sherman after the NFC Championship game. I know it's not the same identical thing, but he said what he said, and then apparently, according to reports, Pete Carroll pulled him off the side and went, "Come on, Richard, settle down. Let's not piss anybody off."
Mm-hmm.
And then, next thing you know, he's like, "Well, I shouldn't have taken away from the team effort, which is the same type of concept that this is talking about.
Yeah, I understand what you're
saying. But think about it, Mike. Before, Richard Sherman, you think about it, after that interview, I'm going to say 95% of America thought he was a thug on the other bad side.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They didn't know till they turned around, because I had some guys I work with to tell them, this guy graduated from Compton High School with a 4.0. He went to Stanford and grad school at Stanford.
Yeah, right. He's going back to
with a 3.8.
Okay, now listen. Now, Richard Sherman rants for a good 15 seconds or whatever he did.
That's publicity.
But Muhammad Ali did this on an everyday basis.
But you don't have the same. Social media is different than it was in the 60s. You don't have. It wasn't no Facebook in the 60s. Wasn't no cell phone. Wasn't no cable. Well, how'd you hear about boxing, man? You sit there like we are now on the radio. You looking at the radio like this, like you don't see the picture. He's oh man, look at him. Get him, Joe. Get him, Ali. And then they come out pay-per-view. Boom. Change the world.
All right, let's go to this phone line. Good afternoon, caller. You're on Talking Sports. What can we do for you?
Hey, this is Dollar. I know y'all talking about the Super Bowl, but I'm going to just put it out there. I can't hear one word what y'all saying on the radio. I'm right in front of the radio station. So much static. Y'all might as well stand outside and yell, and I can probably hear you better. So whatever y'all talking about, I can't understand it. I can't hear it, and I wasn't going to say nothing, but it's getting ridiculous. I can't hear nothing. If you stand outside, y'all, I could probably answer. We can comment on whatever y'all talking about. We ain't got to worry about nobody hearing me because they can't hear me.
Well, if you out there, Johnny Dollar, why don't you just come on inside then?
But I own something else, but I'm just letting y'all know right now.
Okay,
The reception is horrible. Can't hear
Well-
nothing y'all saying. And I know I ain't the only one, but I'm just letting you know.
Well, thanks a lot, Dollar. We'll check into that real quickly.
All right, thank you.
Oh, we got technical difficulties. Anyway, we're looking at that after we get off the air. I can't move around right now. But thank you for calling, Johnny Dollar. All right, reason number 5, potential blackball from the league.
That's true. I mean, you think about it, you consider the owners control you. I mean, you look at it, it's a glorified slave mentality. You work for me. Instead of being like in the 1800s where you work for me and I give you a little something, you're getting a lot of money. You best believe if our owner is giving you $80 million, $100 million, he's making at least $150 to $200 million. He's not going broke to pay you. And the thing about it, you go out here and badmouth him or badmouth the society he's in or the good old boy club, hey, next thing you know, you be like Jason Collins. You sitting at the State of the Union address, sit up there looking, I wish I could play basketball again.
Well, and I was just thinking as you were saying that he's the perfect example of that, because he came out as a gay athlete, first one allegedly to do it, and he can't find a job. Same thing with the Viking punter, Chris, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
He can't find a job. Richie Incognito will probably never play football again, as will
Martin
will probably never play again.
Martin for snitching, and Incognito for bullying.
Yeah.
So,
but all these owners, they know each other.
Oh yeah, it's
a very select group.
it's select.
They meet on a regular basis.
Why do you think when you want to buy a team, it has to go before the owners?
And
They have to approve your money.
And quite frankly, how many minority owners are there? I can only think of one, and that's our local guy, Khan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there are any other minority owners.
I think
owners.
the Bobcats, Robert Johnson. Did he sell out to Michael Jordan?
I'm not sure.
Michael Jordan should be trying to buy nothing. He should have put his name in front of it.
Magic Johnson, he's a part of a group.
Okay, you're right.
He's part of a group.
But I think that Magic is described as,
He's a minority owner.
is he a minority owner?
He's like he got a little piece of, he got a little sliver of the pie.
Okay.
They just put him out there, for his recognition.
Because of who he is.
Yeah. That's what
But
that's all about.
going back to Mike, I don't think, me personally, just my own opinion, I don't think they'll let a minority person, a black minority person, own a team.
Yeah, but if he's got $760 million,
It's got to be approved through the league.
he might be able to buy Oakland.
Now, why would you think that, man?
Because they won't. Because
Yeah, but-
it was a rumor. It was a rumor at the time that Walter Payton, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey wanted to buy the Bears. Nope, it ain't for sale. They could go bankrupt. It ain't for sale. The thing about it, you don't know. No matter how much money you got and what status you have, you look at it. You look at it from a white standpoint. You're still a black person. I don't care. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey. She's the richest woman in the world. One of the richest women. One of the richest people in the world. All somebody got to do is put their mouth on her. I don't care if she own her own studio. Nope. That's the way. Hey, that's the way of society. And until people learn to think like that you think you better than somebody else, it's gonna be the same way.
Okay, and the final reason is it would destroy sponsorship opportunities.
Oh yeah, instantly. You think right now, you look at Kobe Bryant when he had the little allegations against him in Colorado. Nike and Sprite dropped him bad. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. They dropped him quick. The only black athletes that I'm aware of that can say whatever the heck he wants and he doesn't lose sponsorships is Charles Barkley.
Yep.
He's the only one that I'm aware of. And maybe Shaq to a lesser degree.
But look at what Charles Barkley sponsored, though.
But it doesn't matter. It's still. I mean, if
he has. I mean, he has no big name corporation. I mean, like your Nike, like your.
He has what's that financial company?
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of.
He's with. That's a big company.
Is it?
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
But the thing about it, if you go out and speak against, like you say, I don't like the way, say for instance, the man that got drugged in Texas. If they came out and said, that's wrong what they did, not only we gonna protest, we gonna have lead a march. Somebody gonna be like, man, it's gonna be an anonymous phone call on your phone. I don't think you need to go there. Something might happen, and if you do this, woo up the bam. Next thing you know, Sam didn't show up.
Either that or they're getting a text message from a New York City area code saying the commissioner wants to talk to you.
Yeah, and you think about it. You look in the '70s when Hank Aaron was going to break Babe Ruth's record. All the hate mail he got.
Mm-hmm.
You best believe this is the land of opportunity, but it's still prejudice in this United States. They do it in one form. They do it one way or the other. Now they get you with credit.
Right.
You think about it, your credit. You have to get an apartment. What my credit got to do with an apartment if I got a job?
Can you pay rent?
Okay, it don't show up.
Hmm?
It don't show up on your credit report.
Rent don't show up on your credit report?
I don't know.
I bet you if you give one of these realtors, it'll show up on your credit report. But what this is basically saying is, we don't want you going out and saying nothing.
No.
That comment that you make off the cuff by going, going to, in a march for some reason or another, or speaking out against something for one reason or another, you might offend some of our customers.
Yeah, because you look at Muhammad Ali when he took the stand on Vietnam. He went there and they told him to step forward. He never stepped forward, and they told him what the consequences were. He said he stood his ground. You look at Jim Brown. Jim Brown walked away from the game early. He walked away from football. 9 years in, he walked away. He's at the top of his game. You look at Kirk Flood. He caught hell too.
Right.
Well,
He did, if I ain't mistaken, y'all say no car. After he took a stand for agency, it was hard for him to get a job, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, it was.
See?
But then he went to court. He went to court, sued for arbitration. He sued for it and won. And so now you have free agents.
Yeah. The thing about today, like LeBron, let's take LeBron, Kobe, let's go in football, some of the Russell Wilson. Them guys,
Kaepernick.
yeah, them guys step up, for something happening. They won't do it. They want to, but they say no, I can't, because you got to be politically correct in today's society, and they want to eat every day. They want to eat their $80 steak.
Well,
that you buy.
All six of those reasons can be drilled down to one reason, and that's money.
Yep.
And
I think that's the reason why the sponsorship thing was the last.
Well, yeah,
it is.
But,
it's money.
Any of them, you can boil it down to it's all about the dollar. Because if you're not doing those things, you're not going to get paid, whether it be through sponsorship or whether it be through that big contract or whatever the case may be. And I don't begrudge anybody their money, but we've all heard money's the root of all evil.
That's what it is.
But okay, as an individual, as a person who has a conscience,
young guys don't think that way.
Huh?
These young guys don't think that way.
But don't you? I know. Okay, they don't. But don't you think they should?
Absolutely.
They should. That's why they have these NFL rookie symposium.
Things, yeah.
Show you what you need. How to finance your money, what to do, because they don't want you in a situation where, it's some people I know. I don't know personally, but I've been told it's some people in the pros that live paycheck to paycheck.
I can believe it.
And it's crazy. You telling me you making, say, $42,000 a week? You get paid every week, and you broke? Come on.
Because you living beyond your means.
What? Don't live beyond you? It's just because, like Pac-Man Jones, he didn't spend $80,000, in a strip club. He making it rain and stuff, and he won't get his money back. And let's look at Floyd Mayweather. He just lost $10 million on the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sent out a tweet, "Oh, I was just playing." Of course, yeah, you're gonna say it after you done lost this $10 million. Oh, I didn't really do it. But the thing about it, he's making a lot of money right now, but you keep making dumb financial decisions like this.
You ain't gonna have it.
You ain't gonna have it.
And a good, well, not as good, but an example of that locally is Keon Clark from over in Danville. I mean, when he got drafted in the NBA,
Yeah, he's sitting on top.
Crap load of money. He's in prison right now because he made stupid decisions, and he admits that. I mean, even locally, Urbana, whichever one of the Peacock twins,
Tyke,
okay, has had his problems, and he was the athlete. So, and you make a lot of money, you do stupid stuff, I guess.
because you make money, it brings new problems to you. You know, like Deion Sanders had a song. I trade my library card in for credit cards. It must be the money. That's what it is. Wow. And our black athletes, it's all about the money, and that's why they would not take a stand. You know, a lot of them, even on the voting for the president of the United States, Barack Obama, they wouldn't come out publicly and say, "Well, I'm for Obama." You know, that's a political thing. Mm-hmm. Or, I'm for this, I'm for that, I'm for Trayvon Martin. They not gonna like, man, they looking around, man. I don't know nothing about that, but they know about it.
Right.
Well, and that's where when you do find the athlete, whether it be Jason Collins or the guy from Minnesota, that will take a stand, even the Baltimore Ravens linebacker.
Ray Lewis?
No. The other one, the really long name, I can't think of it right now. It came out about same-sex.
No. Yeah.
Brandon, whatever. When you do find the athlete who's making a crap load of money and who takes that chance to take a stand, it's so refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but they know what to stand for. The hot topic now is same-sex marriage and gayism. I know that ain't a word.
Medical marijuana as well.
And medical marijuana. But as far as you speaking about your own kind and color, you don't see. But they would give. But one thing I will give credit: a lot of athletes will give back to their communities. They build, like Jackie Jonah Cursor got a Boys and Girls Club down in St. Louis. Real nice. I mean, it make ours look like a little gym.
Yeah, basically, that's what it is.
But the thing about
I've been there for a while.
you'll do for your community and try to give back when you can, but sometimes you need to take a stand on stuff. But as far as going back to Muhammad Ali, that was the last group. That picture, when they show that picture right here, where all them guys sitting right there, you'll never see that again.
No.
In your life. Guarantee it. Now, they said never be a black man being president, and they lied about that one. But that picture right here with all them guys right there, you'll never see them take a stand. If it is, they retired. And then they gonna lose their country.
Guys right here?
No, them young guys. I'm talking about these guys today.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You never see that happen.
No, that's one thing you never see. And it's sad, but it's true. It's like Mike said, it's all about the money.
Well,
if I take a stand, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna lose my money, and then I'm gonna lose my endorsements.
I'm gonna be broke. I ain't gonna be like y'all. But
I want to eat that $80 steak
that you buy. Now, you said earlier that new money gives you a lot of money. Gives you new problems. I can use some new problems.
You don't want them kind of problems though.
I can use some new
No,
problems.
you don't want them kind of problems. Them problems ain't good.
Because I won't have answers.
No.
New problems.
No, sorry.
I don't have answers for those.
Sorry, you'd be like the movie The Jerk. At the end, you used to know they're on the step. Hey.
All right, let's go do it for this edition of Talking Sports. We do this each and every Friday from 2 to 4. We'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. We'd like to thank Big Bundy for stopping by.
Last minute, I helped Joe out.
Thank you very much.
Hope Joe feel better. What did you say he got?
Huh?
What he got?
Broncholoositis.
He's also got some maroon-itis too. We didn't talk about that.
I think Maroon's out of town. They play Danville. I think Centennial's home.
No, okay. Mike, thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome, sir. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back here next week. You guys have a pleasant weekend. Say goodbye, Bun.
Goodbye, world.
Mike.
Good night.
I could use some new problems.